Hello everyone, my name is Ansaraman, and in this video I'll talk about a project that is a part of data science and business analytics internship provided by the Sparks Foundation. This is the task 2 of the internship, in which we'll find the horizons of terrorism around the globe. We'll perform the exploratory data analysis on the provided dataset global terrorism. As a security or defense analyst, we'll try to find out the hot zones of terrorism and all the security issues and insights I can derive by the EDA, that is exploratory data analysis. So let me take you guys to the data sheet that is being provided. Taking a first look at the data, we can see that the data is pretty raw. Most of the columns are either fully empty or half empty. So to make sense of the data, we'll do data cleaning. So we'll take this data to the Power BI and perform data cleaning first. So here you can see that I have deleted all the columns that were not making any sense, and then I eliminated the duplicates from the data and took this data to perform the data analysis and build the Power BI dashboard here. So here what this dashboard tells us is the total number of kills that were between 1970 to 2013, the total number of people that were wounded, and the total number of attacks, the total number of attacks with respect to country, the most active groups that were involved in those attacks, the number of attacks that were according to the target type, the type of attacks, either that was bombing or explosion or armed assaults or assassinations. So in first graph we can see that the terrorist group that were most active, that is Taliban group, that accumulate 30.2% of the attacks, of the total number of attacks. Then there comes the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant ISIL. Then on the third number there is Shining Path, and so on. The type of personnel that were being attacked is listed here according to the hierarchy. The most common target type were private citizens, then there were military, and then there were police, and so on. In this graph here we can see that the most number of attacks happened in Iraq, then in Pakistan, then Afghanistan, India, and Colombia. And in this last chart we can see that this is a globe chart, and the circles, red circles on this chart tells us, the size of the circle tells us the most number of successful attacks in that country. If we put our cursor on Pakistan, we can see that the successful number of attacks were 12,540. If we put our cursor on here, this is Colombia, we can see that the success rate was 7,688 number of attacks. So what were the key insights that we derived from this data? The key insights were most attacked places were Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and Colombia. The most active terrorist group were Taliban, ISIL, Shining Path, and FMLN. The highest number of attacks here was 2014. Like in 2014, there were most number of attacks. Then there is most common method of attacks that were either bombing, explosions, armed assaults, or assassinations. The primary targets were private citizens and property. Then there were military and police. The most deadliest group was Taliban, that was responsible for 943 attacks in Afghanistan in 2015. This is according to the year that in 2015 the Taliban was the most deadliest group. So these were the key insights and hot zones of terrorism around the globe. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.